on demand. You killed me, but I'm back. I survived.
I'm known for that.
But you're so tiny and cute. We're so glad that you were rich again. You are.
I'm excited to be here. I'm back. I've been before. I'm excited to be back with you guys again.
Yes, and we're glad to have you, Autumn. So thank you for being here. So today we are cooking up some oatmeal cookies, right?
Some carrot cake.
One of my favorite words, cookies. So
cookies
are healthy.
and carrot cake. I mean, you can't be mad at that, especially not for breakfast.
No. So how do you start with this?
So we're actually going to start over here, and you guys. If you follow me, you know, like I'm missing a sidekick right now, right? Where's Bobby? I panicked. I was like reading the recipe. I was like, I count on him all the time to keep me on track, but I got it. Okay, so we're gonna start with our dry ingredients. That's what we always do first. So we've got a little, you can either use whole wheat flour or gluten-free all-purpose flour. I don't ever really name brands, but when it comes to gluten-free flour, I do. We always use Bob's Red Mill Red Label because different gluten-free flours are made up of different things, so they will produce a different consistency depending on which brand you pick.
Why gluten-free?
A lot of our Fix8 recipes are gluten-free just because so many people have sensitivities to it now.
Absolutely.
And we can get the same flavor and texture by doing it, so we figure we'll cater to the masses, yes. We've got some instant oats that we're gonna blend up in here. Yeah. We've got some baking powder.
Do you cook at home?
I sometimes cook at home when I have time, which seems to be never these days, but I do love to cook.
Yes.
I am a great cook. My brother is a chef. So I am fantastic at following a recipe.
Me too.
And Bobby is fantastic at creating a recipe.
Yes.
I have tried many a times to do the go in my pantry and mix things together and think it's going to come out amazing, and I end up throwing it away every time.
But you try.
And then there's no food in my house, and my brother comes over, and somehow we have a very gourmet meal. So
he's a chef.
He's a chef. We have some sea salt. I love him, and it drives me crazy at the same time. And some cinnamon. Yum. So all we're going to do is we're going to mix these together. I'm going to let you do that if you want to blend that up. And then we're going to start with our wet ingredients. So we're going to do our wet ingredients in our bigger bowl. We're going to start with 1 egg. Okay. And I'm going to actually just give that a little beat. Have you guys made any of the Fix8 recipes before? Yeah. Yell out. Who's got a favorite? Brownies?
Brownies.
Now, are we talking chickpea or are we talking avocado? Because
Chickpea!
Have you guys tried the avocado ones though? Because they just went up and they're to die for. She's got the picture volume over there. So we've got some vanilla extract. We're gonna mix that in. And then what's gonna give us so easy, you guys. We make sure that this stuff is easy. We've got maple syrup. We're gonna add that in. It's all natural and organic. Make sure of that. That's how we keep it healthy. We're not getting all the additives and preservatives and even extra sugar there. So now, super easy. We're gonna fold our carrots in. We've just got some shredded carrots.
Okay.
I mean, we're gonna be up here for all of 5 minutes.
That's how I like to cook, quick, right?
Quick and easy. And then what we're gonna just do is we're gonna take that dry and we're gonna fold it into the wet.
Okay. You wanna fold a little bit?
Yep. You guys excited to try these? Because we do have some for everybody. We cooked ahead of time.
Yes. We like samples around
here.
We
like samples.
Savor. You mix?
Yes, so you mix. And this is super easy, you guys. So once it's all mixed, you're gonna refrigerate it for about 30 minutes so that it can set. If you're gonna leave it in the refrigerator for longer than 30 minutes, you wanna take it and wrap it in saran wrap and make sure that the saran wrap is covering all of the dough so that it actually doesn't dry out. Once you pull it out of the refrigerator, it's good to go. And we can actually start scooping these. If you guys ever watch Fix8, you see Bobby and I take the shortcut every time because it makes it perfectly measured and it makes it perfectly round so you're not sitting there forever trying to roll these. So all you're gonna do is scoop, plop it in your hand, and it's basically ready to go. You can form it a little bit and then you just drop it on your parchment paper. And then it goes into the oven at 325 for between 12 to 15 minutes. You gotta get to know your oven. Everybody's oven is a little bit different. Some can be finicky. You don't wanna burn your cookies. They should be nice and chewy. So this is it. This is how we do. Yeah.
What about kids? Do kids like this? Because I find I can cook healthy for myself, but then my daughter can eat anything that I'm eating what she's eating, you know?
Yes. So I have an 11-year-old son.
Okay.
I will say this: my son is not the most picky eater. Like, I'm definitely lucky, but he's not. He's also not like mowing down vegetables on the regular. Like, we're having a discussion about you need to eat your broccoli before you finish off the fries.
Exactly.
So most of our recipes, I would say, are kid tested and approved because Dominic gets in there and tries them all when Uncle Bobby.
Does he eat this one?
He does.
Okay.
He loves this one. He actually, I just made the red velvet cupcakes that we have. Because we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of Ultimate Portion Fix launching the beginning of March. So I made the red velvet. I was going to take a photo with it to post to say, like, oh, we're coming up on the 1 year. And I didn't get a chance to take the photo, so the cupcake is sitting at home, and I got a photo last night from my son. Mom, is this for me?
So he was happy.
Oh, he was so excited. I was like, no, don't eat that. And he's like, but why? I was like, I need a photo with it first.
Oh, so when you guys come up with the recipes that you want to put in the book and to show people, is there a theme besides being healthy and tasting good? What is it you look for when you come up with these recipes?
So I love to challenge my brother. It's one of the pleasures I get in life of being like, you tortured me as a kid, so I'm gonna torture you as an adult. So I will throw at him anything. Basically, I tell him what I want him to make. I'm like, okay. Like, I actually just messaged him the other day and said, can you fix a hush puppy? So I'm waiting to find out if he can do it. I'm sure he'll come up with something.
We
he always does.
Fix a hush puppy.
So it'll be recipes that fans will request, something that maybe a family recipe of their own. How do I fix this? We try to keep a balance between breakfast, lunch, and dinner recipes, between just a regular recipe and maybe a vegan or a vegetarian recipe. So we film 22 recipes at a time. So we'll go in and we'll film for 4 or 5 days straight, 6 recipes a day.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
so
a lot.
We're cooking. Like, we're in there for a full day. And we just try to make sure we have a nice variety. But I am always looking to make sure that there are recipes that people are going to recognize, that they're really going to want. Like, we want brownies, we want cookies, we want muffins. Like, I don't want to give it some crazy name where people are looking at it and they're like, of course, that's some like crazy health food. I don't want to try that. So it's really showing you guys that you can still have the food you love, and by switching up a few key ingredients, you get a much healthier version of it that doesn't kill your waistline and it doesn't kill your nutrition or anything else. So that's what we do. And we've been having fun, and we're 2 cookbooks deep in a cooking show, and I'm making a mess with this one.
Whenever we have trainers come, nutritionists come, I always ask, how do you eat every day? What do you eat? What are your favorite things to eat? What'd you say?
I do love pizza. I do love pizza and wine for a good treat meal.
Yeah.
But, I eat basically I eat everything you think I wouldn't eat. Like I actually, funny quick story, I'm selling one of my houses, and the realtor said, I was showing it, and the realtor was there with his couple that was seeing it, and they were like, well, the kitchen's probably never been touched. She's in fitness and nutrition, so she probably doesn't eat. And I was like, my cooking show is filmed in this house.
Of course I eat.
I was like, I eat all the time, and probably way more than you do. Like this morning I had veggies, and I had turkey sausage, and I had home fried potatoes, and like,
you have potatoes.
I had potatoes. I had a burger for dinner last night, and fries, and a salad. So like, I eat. I do it in portions. I do it in balance. I don't overeat on my carbohydrates. I don't undereat on my vegetables or my protein. There's a nice balance in it. I had a glass of wine last night.
That's the thing, finding that balance in our lives, not depriving and feeling guilty when we...
Yes, it's really just recognizing that. I think that so often people look at it and they think, well, it's all or nothing. Like, I can either have all the wine or I can't have any of the wine. Instead of just like, hey, I can have a glass of wine and really enjoy that glass of wine, and that's all I need. Or like, oh, I can have that cookie, or, but I don't need to have the whole bag of the cookies. Like, I always tell people it's the first and the last bite that matter most. So everything else in between is just filler.
Oh, I've heard that, yes.
The first bite is when you're just like, oh, this is so good. And that last bite is the, like, savor it bite.
Yeah.
So everything else in between is just filler.
Yeah.
So you enjoy that first and the last, and, eat whatever else you need to eat in between to be full and satiated without overdoing it.
And we hear that word moderation all the time.
We're going to put these in here, and we're basically good to go. So are we now pulling out recipes, or pulling out samples from the
tried
back?
it already? How is it?
Oh, they already had it. You guys are eating while I'm cooking. Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So I want to hear a little feedback. How's it taste out there?
You guys like them? See how easy that is? And like, look, I didn't even do the full bowl. You can put them in the refrigerator. You can put them in the freezer. These are great, like when you are super busy, right? And you just need something quick and on the go. That's one of the things I hear all the time.
The snack part.
Especially,
I know when I get off air, I'm starving, and I go to the vending machine. I do this, where that's easy to grab.
Right. You make these maybe at night. It takes, what, 5 minutes to put it together and 15 minutes while you go do something else. And then you have them and you bring them with you. And
that's easy.
What do I always say, you guys? Being prepared isn't half the battle.
It is the battle.
It is the battle. So if you're prepared, you're going to win the
Yes.
battle. But when you're not, you're in trouble.
Yes. And it's hard the night before sometimes. I know you come home from work and you're tired, you're doing dinner, you're putting the kids, but just taking that little time to do it makes a big difference the next day.
Yeah.
Or you're not going to the vending
I've done
machine.
it so many times where I've come home, I've been exhausted, I've sat down on the couch, and I'm like, I just don't care. Except that I always do end up caring the next day when I'm like rushing to get out the door and I don't have anything prepared to pack. And I know, okay, now I either have to spend way more money because I'm going to have to Postmate food or order it, or I'm not going to be eating on point. So I'm like, oh, had I just gotten off my lazy butt for that 10 or 15 minutes that it would have taken to get in the kitchen and do it, then I could have sat on the couch and I would have been good to go. So I've learned my lesson a few times in the last several years.
So tell us about your schedule here. Again, welcome to Richmond again, and thank you for being here. So here at the Thrive Expo, what are you going to be doing today?
Yes, so we just finished cooking. Next up, I'll be heading over to the main stage. Beachbody CEO Carl Deichler is here, as is Mr. Joel Freeman. I see Carl, he's back over there. He doesn't hear me. He's doing reality for Joel for 10 rounds. So the three of us will be up on the main stage. He's going to do a little talking, and then we're going to do a Q&A together. And then at 1:30, I will be doing a live workout for you guys. It is a variation of 21-day fixed cardio, but it's not a variation you guys have ever seen because I made it up last night.
That's going to be fun though, right?
It should be. I don't know. It's always a little scary when I do that. In my mind, it seems great, and then I get up there and I start doing it, and I'm like, what was I thinking? But no, it'll be awesome.
We don't know, so.
We don't know. We're going to all find out together just how crazy I was last night after my burger and fries and glass of wine. If I was on point or if I was a little crazy.
Well, Anna, we just thank you so much for being here, and we're going to take you out later throughout the show.
Thank you guys for coming. I'm super excited. I'm glad you enjoyed the cookies. Make sure you come over to the main stage. I think we start up there at 11, so I'll be over there next.
Thank you.
Thank you.